So hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I will continue and talk about loops in C. So first of all, we are going to open the project back again, which we call main C by Vim, and as I said before, I'm going to teach you about while loop. So first we need to remove all of this. We don't need. This is a do while loop, and I'm going to use a while instead, and I'm going to teach you about for loops as well. So yeah, deleting. Okay, still. Okay, so let's say I would like to print the numbers from 1 to 10, and to do this I'm going to introduce a variable called I or index, and I'm going to initialize it by 0, and then I'm going to print this variable from 1 to 10. So this is a while loop. There is a condition inside, and the condition means as long as. So this code is going to be repeated as long as I is less than 10, and to print it, what we can do is use printf as before, and then we do %d new line, end of quotations, and then I, and this should print the numbers from 1 to 10. I just need to add a space or no need, it's fine. And then don't forget to increment the counter, because like this is gonna run forever. And basically this program is going to iterate over I until I is equal to 10, and let's see it when it's working. So gcc main.c, and then a.out, and as you can see from 0 to 9, and this is basically a while loop. But what about a for loop? A for loop is similar to while and do whiles. The only thing that it's different is that you do the initialization of the int I, the counter, and you do the increment in one statement. The thing is, while usually we use why when we don't know when we are going to stop. So like the previous example, when we don't know when the user wants to stop, we usually use while or do while, because there is a condition here. But if you only need a counter or a condition that you know exactly that you're gonna loop for a certain amount of time, usually a for loop is much cleaner and much easier to understand. And to understand the for loop, so I'm going to write the same code but with a for loop. We are going to use for int I equals 0, and then I less than 10, I plus plus. And I forgot to mention that what does I plus plus means, or plus plus I. Basically plus plus I or I plus plus, they do some kind of similar thing, but it's a little bit different. I plus plus increment the variable I, and plus plus I increment the variable I by 1. So this I plus plus, we could change it by I equal I plus 1. And it's going to produce the same as I plus plus in plus plus I. So over here it doesn't matter which one you would like to use, and if you use plus plus I, it's okay. And I'm going to print it, and I'm going to explain the differences between plus plus and the operand after the variable name. Percentage D I new line. Okay, and it's the same result. But what's the difference between I plus plus and plus plus I? The thing is, plus plus I increment the variable before it adds it. So if we have a variable outside the thing, so let's remove this one, we don't need it anymore. Let's say I have a variable called y, and I have a variable called x, and initialize x to 0. And what I do is I do x plus plus and I print y. And let's see what's gonna happen. So what do you think? Is it going to be 0? Is it going to be a 1? The moment of truth. It's a 0. And this is interesting, and it can be a source of bugs, because you might forget that what's happening right now is that it execute this one, apply a 0 to y, and then increment y by 1, increment x by 1. On the other hand, if you do plus plus x is going to be equal to 1. So in both cases, x after execution is going to be equal to 1, but y is the value that it's changed due to this effect. Let's see, yeah, so it's equal to 1. To be honest with you, I think that you should try your best avoiding using plus plus and plus plus sign, this kind of thing. It's kind of difficult to track, especially with variables like this, especially if you have another variable that it's added to the, or another number and stuff like this. It's gonna be very complicated to debug in the future, and that's why you should try to avoid it, unless you are using, for example, a loop or something. Then it's very easy to do. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. In the next tutorial, I'm going to talk about arrays and strings a little bit. Thanks for watching.